All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good morning and welcome back to Fishin. So it is May 2nd right now, crack of dawn, as they say, and we're about to get on some action of the fishing variety. I've been trying saltwater fishing for some of my kayak sessions as of late, and if I had my way, that's what I'd be doing today. But that's not going to happen because it's a little windy out, so we're going to have to go freshwater fishing. Not terribly windy, but windy enough that it might not be a good time saltwater fishing. And it's not fluke season yet, so I'm not necessarily going to the back bays. I don't really feel comfortable going out into pretty much open water with 10 knot plus winds. It could be done, but I don't think it's really worth it. So we're fishing somewhere that I think is going to be a bit more sheltered, freshwater, because this is a good time of year to freshwater fish, in all honesty. Where we're going, somewhere about an hour and a half or so outside New York City, maybe a little less because it's bright and early right now. But there's a lot of variety where we're going right now. I'm really excited about some of the possibilities of fish that we could encounter, and a lot of good ones. Largemouth bass, smallmouth bass, pike, channel catfish, and potentially what I'm hoping most for is a hybrid striped bass. We couldn't get the regular stripers today, but we could get these hybrids. And if you don't know anything about hybrids, they are a blast if you can get them. I have fished this body of water a few times in the past, not a lot, but I did get one 2 years back. Here we go, fish on. Fish on, finally. What do we have? It's big fish. Big fish. Bit right at the boat. Big fish. Oh, we got a hybrid, yes. Yes, it's happening. Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. Yes. Oh, yeah. This right here makes the trip worth it already. Oh yeah. Look at that. Oh man, solid. That's a 5 or 6 pounder. Hybrid in the Hobie. I've gotten a few hybrids in other bodies of water, and they are just a straight riot to catch. So with a little luck, we can encounter them. You know, I'm not holding my breath, but there's a lot of other options as well. So this is a good consolation since saltwater is not going to happen. So we'll be there soon. Do stay tuned, because you know what we're about to do. It's true. Get some fishing accomplished. All right, so we're on the water right now. Had some fish finder difficulties, but we sorted them out. Something to look into later. But yeah, it's a beautiful morning so far. Really no wind, so to speak, but it's supposed to jack up. Or maybe we're just lucky and A, it's sheltered, and B, maybe it's not gonna be as bad as they forecasted, but we're gonna make the most of it. So we're gonna go to an area that I think will be productive from my last trip, and we'll see how that goes. Stay tuned. So one of the reasons I chose this particular lake to fish today, because I had a number of options, was due to the fact that it's the opening weekend of walleye season. And I figured, since it is opening weekend, that this lake, not having walleye, wouldn't have as many people at it, but I guess I was wrong. Whatever, it's not a big deal. Just food for thought, and my state of mind right now. All right, we're gonna start off working this point where it looks like the contours are gonna quickly get pretty shallow. More likely than anything, we're looking for bass right now. We're gonna throw this little Kayak 3.5, 4-inch easy shiner, one 10th ounce jig head, or 1/8, 1/16, somewhere around there, something light. And we're just gonna work this slowly and see if we can get our first fish out of the way. All right, here goes. Let's see if we can get on the board quickly. Sitting about 8 feet and dropping of water. Got some submerged boulders here. Should be a good chance of getting some smallmouth.
There's a fish. We on. Not bad fish. Whoa, whoa. Got some muscles. Didn't even know he was hooked at first. Not a bad fish. Oh, hello. Hello. A little largy action. Not that little. He didn't like that. Not a bad start. That's what we're talking about. All right. Nice fish. A little skinny, but solid. Solid start for the day. I'm not going to weigh him, but it's probably a good 3-pound fish. I'm measuring now. He wanted that Kayak. Pretty fish. Let's get a quick ruler measure. Not bad. About 18, just a hair over 18 inches. Cool. All right, we got our first fish out of the way. Nice little 3 or so pound largemouth. Let's see what else we can get. Got that fish on the 3-inch Kayak, 3.5 inch, bigger than 3-inch, but yeah, just keeping in the bottom third of the water column, just twitching it, not moving too fast, and that did him in. See what else we can get. So one thing you might notice is I'm not wearing my dry suit today. It's supposed to get up to in the neighborhood of 80 or so degrees today, so I prefer not to cook alive. My rule is the rule of 120 that I go by typically, so air temp plus water temp. If it's below 120, I will wear the suit. If it's not, I have a choice. And I could wear the suit today. Water temp's probably in the neighborhood of 60 thereabouts, which isn't warm, but I can handle it, especially if it's 80 degrees out. So no suit, and it's calm enough. But yeah, you always want to be safe out here. Make good choices, folks. All right, we're gonna make a move to a spot where I think there might be some hybrids, but I'm actually seeing some bait pushing up to the surface, so this might be worth investigating. We'll see if there's anything under them. Fish? Nah. Oh yeah, tree pounder. There's a fish. That's a good fish. All right, we'll take a bass. Take a, I think it's a green bass, largemouth. Yeah. 1.5 pound fish. Not bad. A hybrid or a smallmouth would be cooler, but I'm happy with this. Pounder. All right, just got fish number 2 on the Kayak. See if we can make an even 3. There he goes. Smallmouth, all right. That's some progress. Getting the multi-species, it's a chunky one too. Not a big one, but at least we're getting some variety and some fish. Sorry, buddy. It's not a bad fish. Another 1.5 pounder. The chunk. Getting that smallmouth action now. Pretty fish. All right. All right, we just got our first smallmouth in the Kayak of the year. I did get one earlier this year that was a bycatch of attempted steelhead fishing, but for whatever reason that footage got deleted. But yeah, a nice little smallmouth, good 1.5 pounder, nice chunky fish. Let's see what else we can find over here. We're one bass species away from getting the true trifecta, though truth be told, hybrids are in a completely different family than large and smallmouth bass, but yeah, we'll just lump them all together and call them bass, who cares. Let's keep it going, see if we can get on some good action.
So, as I said earlier in the video, the main weather that I was anticipating was wind and heat. Not too much outside of that, but surprisingly, we did get a bit of a front moving through. Didn't bring any wind, but it did bring some precipitation. Fortunately, I did pack my raincoat on this trip.
Wow. Got him. That's a fish. Oh yeah. Little acrobatics. Not a big one. Not the size we're looking for. Whatever. All right, just got our 4th fish. Nothing to write home about, but nice to get some action. Just got poured on for like the last 10 minutes, so got that going for us. If anything, I was worried about being too hot today, but now I'm a little chilly. Good thing I wore the coat. And good thing it's a raincoat too. So it's keeping most of my upper body warm and dry. Legs are soaked, but these pants are essentially water pants. They're meant to get wet and dry out quickly. So if it does get anywhere near where the forecast predicted today, these pants will be dry and relatively cool in no time. Okay, it's been pretty slow. We've been bouncing around a bit. We're gonna try a completely different section of the lake right now. I took off my raincoat. It's getting pretty warm. I was actually looking at the weather app, as this was a little bit of a hike from my last spot, and we've had some weird weather. It's been some downpours. Surprisingly, there's like no wind right now, and there was supposed to be some wind, but I guess the forecast even overshot it. And just to try and torture myself, I looked at where I could have went fishing saltwater today, but apparently I made the right choice because it is quite windy there apparently, and they're getting rained on as we speak. So let's see if we can capitalize on this and close this session out respectfully, because I don't have a lot of time left. I'll probably give this like another hour and a half tops, and that's assuming that we get some action. So let's give it a shot, try and end strong.
Yeah, so the morning was fairly steady in terms of action. I got those 4 fish and had a few other hits. But by the time it started to warm up and, the day started moving on, by 11, 12 o'clock, the bite just completely died. I just could not find any fish. And as I said earlier in the video, there was quite a few people on the water, so it was just not a very easy or fishable session. Fortunately, the wind did stay at bay for the majority of the morning. However, after a while, it did start to jack up, and it started to get a bit more challenging to fish the spots I wanted to fish. And by around 12:30 or 1 o'clock, I threw in the towel just because it didn't seem like it was really paying off, and I had to work the next day, so I called it at that. So there you go. Nothing too great or fantastic, but I was happy to get in the water. I do like to try and get some freshwater fishing done while the bite is still fairly decent before all the fish start to get into bedding mode and all that. Like, the water was still fairly chilly, like probably the low 60s. But yeah, as it gets warmer, I become less and less drawn towards it. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to do all that stuff that I usually ask for. Like, subscribe, and so on. More stuff to come soon, some variety, fresh salt, and all that stuff. So thank you so much as always. See y'all later in the water next time. And of course, goodbye from Fishin.